Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. It's time for Monster Strike News. I know this is a little bit late than usual. Sorry about that. But let's get on with it without further delay. Of course, the 10th is Monster Strike Day, and you know what that means. You get the opportunity to pick up a Tokudama for the current event. Um, in addition, if you have 3 lucky monsters, you can get 10,000 soul points if you still need to unlock stuff with it. Everybody can also pick up 1 Editor Bell as well as 5 Continuements, which you can probably skip. There's going to be a new Bakusetsu coming. It is going to be Nobile, Nobile, and you know what that means with a new Bakusetsu. Okay, not this screen, but the next screen. His debut will be next Friday. So not this Friday, but next Friday, you can get your chance at taking on Nobile. Here it is. And you know what a new Bakusetsu means. We get Treasure 9, which means there's going to be 9 weak points, or 9 spots that you can attack. One of those is a weak point. You get all of the items on the left. If you do that, you can of course pick up that nice super type scroll, which comes when you hit the weak point to end it. If you get lucky, you can do it in one. But of course that means you're going to have one last opportunity to get Femto's Treasure 9, and his last appearance will be this Friday on the 4th, which is, I guess, tonight, late night. So if you want to finish off your Treasure 9, make sure you do not forget about that. A new version will be coming, 22.3, and there will be a maintenance on the 8th of February to handle that. It will be live from midnight to 6 a.m. Japan time, which is like smack dab up to our lunch break for those of you in the Pacific time zone. So keep that in mind. Some of the updates that come with this, there's a lot of room-based updates. I don't know if you guys still use it or not. I certainly have not. But one of the big things that they've added is the ability to attach a time for when that room would be active. So if you want to say it'll be active from like 20 o'clock to 22 o'clock, you can apply that to your room, and it gives people a chance to jump in there and realize, okay, I'll join in then, which I guess is helpful. You also have the chance to set an approval of people who come in. Like right now, you can join a party or join a room and you're just in. Maybe you want to curate who comes in. You have that option with this new button there on the creation screen. And as a joiner, you can see if there's going to be any approval required, because you'll see that lock button, and you'll only join once the creator gives you approval. In addition, if you are able to join a room, you can also share that URL to other people. Before, only the creator could share it. So if you want to help out, it's like, okay, I got into this room, let me invite my buddies. You can do that now. You can copy the link of the room you're in and have other people join that way. There's also a small update to the Striker card, which you can share, show off your achievements. You can share off even more, because now the bottom half will show off your icons that you've accrued along the way. You can also change your monster icon there. Normally it's tied to your friend monster. Now, as long as you own that monster, you can change it to whoever you want. This is pretty big. They have added a mass unlock option. You can see there on the bottom left that there's another option at the very end that looks like a lock. You click that and you have the opportunity to multi-select monsters and either lock or all unlock them at one shot. Pretty awesome. I think that is a nice quality of life update. This one wasn't on news, but it was posted on the website, and I thought this was big enough to highlight. They are now going to have a small icon there that lights up if you have a filter on. I know it's not really obvious right now that you have a filter on, which has reduced the scope of your box. Now if you see that orange light up with the funnel, that's your indication that you do have a filter on. So that is pretty good. And you can also see in kanji, obviously not helpful. And of course I get a phone call. Not helpful if you can't read Japanese, but you know, if you can, at least I'll tell you what it's filtering and sorting by. So that's pretty cool. This is pretty big, I'm sure, for a lot of people. You can now use the Insta Ascend Charl to ascend your Bakusetsu colossal monsters. Before you had to go farm these monsters to be able to ascend them, right? So for Avalon there, you had to get Izanami and not Arcadia. I don't remember. No, I can't remember. But anyways, you had to farm those two monsters, right? We loved it when those monsters got to the library, but it was still a pain to do, right? Now, as long as they're standard material, impossible materials, you can use it. If there's any like specific, special materials that is needed, you still cannot use this item. But as long as it's a standard ascension with those impossible materials, you can use the Insta Ascend gem now, which is very, very, very nice. Alright, we also got the announcement of 2 new exclusives for the Oriental Travelers gacha. If you followed the Taiwanese version, you probably knew that this was already here. First, we got Ryuho, which apparently in English can be translated to Liu Bang. Now, it does have an evil and ascended form, but don't worry, there's a transcension, which we'll go to right away. It's here, looks pretty nice. Let's take a look at her stats. Super null gravity barrier, super null damage wall, null magic circle, gravity barrier slayer on the main. We've got drain and barrier bestow on the gauge. Strike shot is a 16+8. Go through walls and motivate, which is the one you have to actually touch your units to have them move. That's at a 16+8. Bump combo is a wood super exploding slashing bullets, and the all enemy super poison meteor. Now that second one's pretty nice. The first one with the exploding slashes are just, I don't know. There's just nothing about it that's pretty good. So definitely disappointing to see that in terms of what could have been for a good bump combo. But I mean, the skill set, not too bad. Gravity barrier damage wall, which are both super. You get a null magic circle on top of that. You get a slayer on the main as well. So, I mean, it's not bad. We'll have to see where she goes. Pierce type is always good to see, and to motivate with that combined with the Pierce, not bad. Now where she's gonna shine, I can't tell, but we'll see. Again, it's also Oriental Travelers, so there's a lot of not so great monsters in there. So, anyways, there is a second exclusive, and that is Hosei Ten Baozeng is the English name. And her stats look like the following. She is a bounce blast type. We've got null gravity barrier, minesweeper EL, null magic circle, and bump combo boost. And on the gauge we have a brand new ability. It is called Konshin. And Konshin, I'm talked with the people in Discord and they thought full force was a good translation. But basically what this means is if you make your gauge, your monster will get 3 times its normal attack, but in return will only go at a quarter of its speed. And this is assuming that it is in line with what the Taiwanese version had in terms of the numbers. It is an interesting prospect there, right? If you make the gauge, your attack value is multiplied by 3, but you slow down to a quarter of her normal speed, right? Very interesting. Strike shot is an 8+8 bash and a counter mode, and the bump combo is an all enemy lock on laser EL with a twin one-way laser EL. Both of them fire, both of them pretty nice if you can take advantage of the counter mode properly. Like I said, very interesting skill set. We'll have to see how much that can be abused. 3 times attack is no joke, so really think about what you could do with that, in return of just keeping in mind how much slower you are as a result of hitting that gauge. And of course, be careful if you hit the gauge or not. Could make a pretty big difference. Like I said, this is part of the Oriental Travelers gacha, which will be available starting tomorrow on February 5th. And, well, my advice is just be careful about your orbs. There's no reason to go crazy. We should, with an asterisk, I'm not sure, but we should be getting a big collab for the end of the month. So I would say I'll probably do 1 temple on each just to see what happens, but I'm not hoping for much because, well, it's 1 temple. There's also a Twitter campaign for alternate strike shot voices. If we as a whole, the server, reaches a certain amount of clears for the missions, we will be able to get the alternate strike shot voices. which basically means don't worry, the Japanese audience will handle that for us. We're good. Now, along with the new exclusives from the Oriental Travelers, we get a new challenge from the heavens, right? Tenkai no Chosen. Right? We get 1 week to complete 6 different quests, and each quest will feature those angels from the second series as a boss. They are Insidious level quests, which really means nothing at this point. The amount of difficulty for an Insidious is ridiculous, from very easy to ridiculously hard. I give up on the game. So we'll have to see. Of course, Taiwanese version also has this, so if you're interested, you can already take a look at those quests and see how that works. There is no order, so you can take them on any order that you desire, and you will be getting a reward based on each quest. You can see there, depending on the boss you defeat, you get a different item, and if you clear all 5, you will get 5 orbs. Now, upon clearing all 5 of those stages, you unlock a special stage featuring Bina. And Bina's quest is on her own, and that one, if you clear it, you'll get another 5 orbs. Now, keep in mind that the period is the same, so you really don't have that much time to dilly-dally. You got 1 week to complete it all. How difficult? I think it's on the difficult side, but I guess we'll see. Depending on the monsters, of course, that you have. There's also special rewards for clearing the quest on top of the orbs. If you just clear it once, you'll get a special Bina Good Job sticker. If you are able to complete that quest with, at most, 3 fire monsters, right? So you just need 1 monster that's not fire. It doesn't even have to be the opposite, right? You probably want it to be a light or dark monster, right? So that you're not taking an elemental disadvantage. I guess even wood might not be bad, as long as you don't bring water, I guess. It's a pretty simple mission. If you complete it that way, you will not only get an icon, but you can also get 1 super type scroll. The transition for this week is Isolde, and her stat looks like the following. We got Super Minesweeper M, Null Element Resist, and Status Effect Recovery on the main. Gauge is a null block with Strike Shot Turn Reducer. Strike Shot is a 16+8, reveal all weak points of the monsters you hit. And the bump combo is a standard charge shot with, oh, I know it's standard, I don't know why I said that. Charge shot and a Chozetsu Pierce Lock on Shockwave 6. I don't think there's many difference from the original form of Isolde, so no, at least nothing significant here. But Minesweeper was super, that's cool. Null block is always good, but those are the 2 nulls there, so I don't know. That's where I stand on the analysis there. But Transcension Kai is Tampopo, and Tampopo is a monster I do have, so that's pretty awesome to see. And her stats look like the following. We got Flight, Super Null Wind, Null Speed Downwall, and Regen. Connect skill is Super Null Gravity Barrier and Mafuji M, which is the Demon's Bane M, if you remember the English translation. That requires 2 or more monsters with different classes than herself, or team total luck is at least 100. Strike Shot is a 16+8, and it's a speed power up and sets a cross bomb with, that's the plus sign cross, on all touched enemies. And you got the bump combo, which is Triangle Bomb and Super Bound Bomb. So a lot of bombs there for Tampopo, and make sure you note that Tampopo is a bounce type here rather than a pierce, which you may be used to. So be very careful about that. I know people were a little bit divided on what that meant for her, since we're really used to her being a pierce type. But it's also interesting that it is all on the main, so there is no gauge for her to think about. Flight, Wind, Speed Down Wall, and Gravity Bear. So Gravity Bear and Mines you can handle, as well as Wind and Speed Down Wall, which is actually an interesting pair too. So I think there's some potential for her in the future, but again, seeing her turn to a bounce type is very interesting. Also, if you have the Valentine's version, which I believe I do, you also get this alternate form of her, which doesn't look too bad. Anyways, next news is the same time as usual, so we'll find you here next week on the 10th. And the next week's lucky monsters are the following. Actually, I mean, I guess the limited one is the red on the bottom right, but I'm not sure about the other ones if I have. So might be a little iffy. I have three lucky monsters for next week. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. The biggest thing, of course, I think is the upcoming version 23.3, and of course, whether or not you want to go crazy with the Oriental Travelers, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Even if there doesn't end up being a collab at the end of the month, which I still think there will be. Anyways, if you have any questions, comments are available. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow on Twitter, Monst, to get the latest news. All of these slides are there already. And of course, the Discord channel is available, which you can also see the summary as well as talk to other people who play the game in English. So until next time, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.